Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. All right, we got Bobby A here saying, for all those who have been with me since the depths of the bear market. First of all, I gotta ask, how many of you guys have been here since 2022? Put it down in the comments section. The upcoming months are everything we've been working so hard for. Don't forget to pay yourself for all the hard work. You've had years to prepare and develop for an exit strategy. Stay unemotional throughout, stick to your plan, ignore the noise. Be a machine. I'm not going to say that other word. Guys, you have to remember we are getting close to the top. Rob Art here also posting gold has crossed $4,000 per ounce, looking for a clean, impulsive Ethereum breakout that'll pulverize some alts into action and commence a climb higher. We'll exit remaining bags there without chasing the top. Selling late is significantly worse than selling early. Goal is to chase profits. So, guys, another indication that the markets, all markets really, are going to crash eventually. S&P 500 is up 3,620%. I guess since that, I guess they're counting that from the beginning there. 1984. Okay, fine. NASDAQ up 8,131% since 1984, or maybe even before that. Guys, remember, you want to pay yourself in this crypto market. You do not want to round trip your crypto. And for those of you who want to see what I'm doing, boy, do I have a Patreon for you, and it is only $5 a month. People spend more than that on a cup of coffee every single day. Check it out. Only $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock into that price. It's where I'm explaining and telling all my Patreon subscribers exactly what I'm doing specifically for this particular bull run. So I name price targets. I'm letting you guys know when I'm selling out of crypto. We still do have some time in this market, but guys, I'm feeling like it is fleeting. Check it out, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for more information on that. I got the Bitcoin chart up here, 124,300 for one Bitcoin as I'm recording this morning. And today is Tuesday, October the 7th, 2025. You guys can see Bitcoin has cooled down a little bit, although the trajectory looking like it could continue upward. This is the daily chart, guys. We've seen significant bullish activity for Bitcoin. If I throw that on the hourly, we have seen a bit of a retracement here or there, but ultimately Bitcoin making these higher highs. And many analysts are saying that we are going to continue to see Bitcoin make these higher highs and higher lows. Sorry, I'm circling the higher lows, but I'm saying higher highs here. But it's all good, guys. Higher lows, higher highs. It's all good. Bitcoin looking like it's continuing that trajectory upward. There is still a bit of work to do for Bitcoin. Even Raoul Pal is coming out saying, I think it needs explaining that although I see an elongated cycle, it doesn't mean my analysis is right. So some people were telling me that guys like Raoul Pal were saying we're going to go into 2026. The breadth and depth of macro crypto analytics framework I've added since 2021 is massive, and I'm happy with the the probabilities currently, but things can change. He even says down here he's not a guru. We all need to take lifestyle chips off the table. And guys, this is the other thing. Everybody is different. This is your choice alone, not mine. And I'm skipping some of this. I don't want to read the full thing, but I will link it in the description if you guys want to read it. Only you can actually protect your own future and thus limit regret if the market reverses or even if it explodes higher. He says he's guessing he's going to take about 25 to 30% off into the year end, but I don't know yet. It's based on my own circumstances, not yours, and it's based on my profit and loss and not yours. Also, don't forget that your risk profile is different than mine. That is the other thing, guys. If you have $1 million invested in crypto, and I'm just throwing numbers out here, your risk profile is going to be different than somebody who has $10,000 invested in crypto. You can afford to take some profits maybe sooner. Also, you got to have realistic expectations. If you think, okay, well, my 10,000 that I invested in XRP at $2 is going to go to, I don't know, $10,000 by next month. You got to have your expectations in check. And, this is the thing, right? If you've been in this market since 2022, you obviously bought lower than the people who just got in at the end of 2024 or even into 2025. So let's put things into perspective here. And guys, this is why I have the Patreon. I say it again and again. You can follow me what I'm doing. I'm being completely transparent over there, telling you guys exactly where I got in and exactly where I'm getting out. And so, yeah, back to 2022 here. If you got in Bitcoin right back in here when it was still trading in and around 16,500 and you're cashing Bitcoin out at 124,300, well, that makes a heck of a lot more sense than if you got into Bitcoin just a couple of weeks ago, right? He goes into more detail about what he's holding, but again, I will link this in the description, and Raoul Pal also says he's going to be pinning this tweet so you guys can refer to it. So guys, he's even saying, you know what? Market could reverse. His calls are just his opinions, and that's just it. Sentiment here is actually quite low. This one from Sentiment, okay? XRP is seeing its highest level of retail FUD since the Trump tariffs were announced 6 months ago. There have been more bearish comments than bullish ones for 2 of the past 3 days, which is generally a promising buy signal. Markets move opposite to small trader expectations. So maybe if you guys haven't, and I say maybe because this is not necessarily what I'm doing, but maybe if you guys want to load up on XRP, this could be an opportunity for you. So this just shows you guys the bullish versus bearish ratio. Crowd overly euphoric, reliable top signal, and of course, we did see the market come back down after that mid-September high. And now we're looking at a bullish versus bearish ratio, crowd overly fearful, reliable buy signal down in and around here. So the last couple of days, we have seen that. And this one, courtesy of Sentiment, at Greg Crypto down here saying, this is good. We are very near to a blast to the upside. Mac Attack saying, relax. Stoic B saying maybe they just forgot to pay their promotional bot farms. It could be it, right? Bullish divergence, time to load up. So a lot of people here discussing that. And, I'm not saying that this is not going to go for another little while. I think we still do have a big push to the upside. Right now, XRP is still only trading for about $2.97. I still think XRP has the potential to get up much higher than the former all-time high. But alas, this is where we're at in the moment. So wanted to thank Sentiment, Raul Pal, Rob Art, and Bobby A for posting that. Stock Money Lizard's also commenting, all-time high clearly broke today. Bitcoin is not thinking about succumbing to bear market fantasy posts on X. So that is a Stock Money Lizard's perspective here. Bitcoin usually touches new and old all-time highs several times until all the sell orders are gone. So you got to remember, charts are basically just psychology on a page, and people generally feel comfortable taking profits at old, former all-time highs and new all-time highs. So take profits at new all-time highs, and when it dips down to former all-time highs, buy up. So this is exactly what we should be seeing, guys, in the moment. We've got fear and greed even up. So we're in greed now, technically, at 62. So we're starting to get into that green zone there. Market cap is up by 0.8%. So we're at 4.27 trillion. And the market's actually looking quite healthy here within the last 24 hours. Bitcoin is up 0.33%. Ethereum's up even 2.73%. Look at BNB coin. Wow, 6.28% in the last 24 hours. BNB coin is almost at $1,300 per coin. XRP is down by a little bit, only by 0.47%. We're seeing mostly green, though, today, so most altcoins are doing okay. We need to see that big blast, though, and hopefully we will see it very soon. Now, Subjective Views posting this, Franklin Templeton's head of innovation, Sandy Call, just said that blockchain protocols are going to be the future utility for the entire world. Guys, this is the kind of thing that's going to get XRP utility up and running, and the more demand for XRP just means prices will eventually go higher. Listen to this.
We firmly believe that blockchain and these protocols are going to be the future utilities for the entire world, right? I don't believe in 15 years, 20 years, any organization, company, government, small business, individual, none of us are going to keep our own books and records, right? This is going to all be on public blockchain. These L1s and L2s that are out today, they are becoming, to us, the utility ledgers for the entire world. And so we are moving our whole thinking towards this infrastructure, which means no more accounts, all wallet-based. We believe that the entire future is going to be operated out of cryptographically protected wallets. And that means that every asset that sits in that wallet is going to be either a digitally native asset, a cryptocurrency, or a tokenized asset. And therefore, they are going to be interoperable. They're going to be commingled. They are going to have greater utility. They're going to settle instantly. They are going to be able to be easily transferred, and they're going to be able to be pledged in terms of collateral or liquidity pools or staking pools. There's going to be so much more that we believe people are going to be able to do with their assets. And so what we're doing is we're really building our future state infrastructure inside of our current infrastructure. And so we have committed to wallets, and we have committed to this idea that products in the future are going to be digitally native. Most of our asset manager peers at this point are are still working on this premise that blockchain is going to supplement their current account-based, mainframe-based systems. And so they're content using digital twins. But we don't feel that digital twins fulfill the true purpose and utility of the blockchain, and they don't have nearly the same number of use cases. So I think that's the biggest difference. And then I think just the earliness of our journey and the fact that we've been engaged with not just the SEC, but a global set of regulators for going on 7 full years now. And so we've built up a lot of trust, and we've gotten a lot of permissions to do things that no other asset manager has. So I think that's been the big difference in why we're so far ahead right now.
Sandy Call is the head of Franklin Templeton, and she's saying that her peers are seeing blockchain as a supplemental layer on their existing infrastructure. But guys, Franklin Templeton, I think, has it correct. This is going to not just supplement the current system, it is going to completely replace the current system. And I've got to ask, is Franklin Templeton part of the WEF? Let me just see what Google says here. Yes, Franklin Templeton is a stakeholder organization listed as a partner on the World Economic Forum website. The global investment management firm's president, Jenny Johnson, has also participated in WEF-related events, such as co-chairing a symposium in Hong Kong in 2025. And so there, you guys can see the link for Franklin Templeton's World Economic Forum page. I'm not surprised. I had a feeling they were. You know, when you hear this kind of talk from people in the organization, it does give you an indication of where finance is going. Remember way back in 2018 when Brad Garlinghouse said, what we're doing and executing on a day-to-day basis is in fact taking over SWIFT. Now, this was very early on. And guys, now we just got recent news. Ripple partner Thunes is competing with SWIFT. This coming from Anders on Twitter. My dream is that in 5 years' time, there will be CFOs saying, I did 5 Thunes today rather than 5 SWIFTs. So being, turning into a verb now, on this basis, Thune believes it can compete with the SWIFT network that banks use to move money around the world. Of the $50 trillion or so of transfers made via SWIFT each year, around $15 trillion is accounted for by the smaller transactions in which Thunes has specialized. So this gets me wondering, okay? And there's the quote there. My dream is that in 5 years' time, there will be CFOs saying I did 5 Thunes today rather than 5 SWIFTs. So Thunes looking to compete with SWIFT. And obviously, we know about the partnership between Thunes and Ripple. Maybe this is how Ripple sees themselves getting 14% of SWIFT's business by the year 2030. This is all great news. Wanted to thank the Wrath Economan for that original tweet and Anders there for pointing that out. Now, guys, on top of that, we've got this from Ondo Finance. Now, you know, Ondo did bring tokenized treasuries to the XRP ledger back in June. Okay, they want to seamlessly mint and redeem via Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin. Well, guys, this is the latest news. Ondo Finance has completed its purchase of Oasis Pro, including its SEC-registered digital asset broker-dealer alternative trading system. This is a big, big deal. So this is the latest here, okay? Ondo Finance did just acquire Oasis Pro, including its SEC-registered digital assets broker-dealer, alternative trading system, and transfer agent licenses. This acquisition provides the Ondo Finance Group with the most comprehensive set of SEC registrations to provide digital asset services in the United States. With the acquisition completed, Ondo Finance can now develop and provide regulated markets for tokenized securities, laying the foundation for a new era of blockchain-based financial products for U.S. investors. So to Sandy Call's point there, this is the new financial system, and these big players are setting themselves up in order to be part of that, in order to supplant themselves inside the new financial system. So with this acquisition completed, Ondo Finance can now develop and provide regulated markets for tokenized securities, laying the foundation for a new era for U.S. investors. Again, this is all regulated. This is going to provide an engine for the tokenization of real-world assets, a digital asset transfer agent and capitalization management solution, a primary offering marketplace, a multi-asset secondary trading system for both public and private tokenized securities utilizing digital currency or fiat, regulatory approval to conduct certain secondary market activities for a broad spectrum of assets, including traditional NMS securities, tokenized or traditional OTC equities, corporate debt, closed-end mutual funds, REITs, structured products, so it gives you just a list of that, licenses to support capital market activities, including private placements, underwriting, and M&A advisory functions. Guys, Oasis Pro is an institutional-grade infrastructure, proven regulatory track record. They were founded in 2019. They operate through their subsidiaries, an SEC-registered and FINRA member broker-dealer, an alternative trading system, and an SEC-registered transfer agent, providing compliant infrastructure to support issuing and trading tokenized securities in the United States. The big piece of this here is the regulation. FINRA member and the SEC, what do they call it? SEC registration provider for digital assets. Boom goes the dynamite. We don't have to worry about regulation anymore. That's what this sounds like, guys. Ondo did just acquire Oasis Pro. Ondo Finance acquires them, gaining access to a suite of SEC and FINRA licenses. The deal arms Ondo with regulated infrastructure for tokenized securities in the United States. The tokenized securities market is projected to surpass $18 trillion by the year 2033. And we have here Oasis Pro's regulatory pedigree provides a crucial bridge. While many competitors navigate uncertainty or seek offshore strategies, Ondo now holds a rare foothold in one of the most tightly regulated financial arenas. Remember, this is for the United States, but all these securities, because everything is going on chain, all these securities are now going to be able to be traded globally and seamlessly because, well, from one chain to another, you can just transfer this stuff and, you can trade with somebody in Hong Kong if you want, if you're from the United States, for example. And, you can buy, I'm sure it's going to get to the point where you can buy fractionalized ownership of something. I mean, if a stock of Apple, for example, is, what is it at today? $255. But you can only afford $100. Well, you can say, okay, I'll give you $100. And what is the fraction there? Let's just see for the sake of this example. 100 divided by 255, that is about 39%. So you can say, I can only afford to own 39% of an Apple share. And so you can purchase that from somebody in Hong Kong. They'll sell you 39% of one share, whatever. Just an example. So guys, this is going to be seamless. And if it is regulated, this is going to be huge for finance. $18 trillion by 2033. Chad also commenting, this is quite possibly the only power move that has matched Ripple for all of crypto. This is what I pay attention to, as the majority of crypto people think it's about which coin is better. But it's not just about the coins, guys. It's about RWAs. It's about the engine for tokenizing real-world assets. And it's about how this is going to become global. So if you're holding the coins, I mean, it's not about any specific coin, but if you are holding the native cryptocurrency to the XRP ledger, namely XRP, and you know that Ripple uses the XRPL exclusively, well, by extension, guys, you know which coin is going to have the most demand in the space in the coming years. That's just my opinion, and for more opinions on how I think this market's going to do in the short, medium, and long term, follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And if you guys feel inclined, you can swing by the Working Money Channel merch store. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.